Hey guys, Chad, Horrible Modeler here. Just wanted to give you a quick update on what's going on and to kind of walk through other problems that can happen when you are a horrible modeler. Basically, what I was doing was just checking out my D7's paint job, and I looked at one of the seams and it was cracked. And basically, what had happened was this nacelle had come apart here. So, this kit's kind of notorious for having some bad fit problems with these gaps. I sanded down, this part right here, sanded these parts down here, these tabs, it's a snap kit, and kind of put the thing together. So that didn't work. So now I'm kind of at a crossroads on how to fix this. I used CA before, which is a certain type of super glue. I use some of the thick CA here, and then I use some of the CA spray kicker, which basically makes it dry, rock hard really fast. Um, and for some reason that broke. Maybe because I just didn't have enough on the outside or something or what. But now I've got this issue, and I'm going to have to find a way to get it repaired and redo the gap and everything like that. So it's kind of setting me back here a day or two. Kind of stinks. So I guess the first thing I need to do is kind of clean up the paint and stuff here. It fits back together pretty nice and everything like that. And you can't even see a gap right there when I do that. The only problem is the bottom side there looks pretty bad. So I am going to probably just glue this back and just wait it out here and see what happens. I do have a lot of other things going on with it though. I've got all the parts painted, and I have a custom base that I'm working on. So I'll basically set that stuff up and get this taken care of, and I will be back with that here after this update. But I'm going to go ahead and put the CA on here and clamp this puppy together and get it locked down. So we'll be right back. Okay, so what a lot of people are doing now in models is building custom bases. The bases that come with model kits really are insignificant. They can't hold the weight of the models. They just look cheap and unattractive. It's almost like they just throw something in there because they have to. And some of the kits I have, like the Cadet Series Enterprise and stuff, doesn't even come with any stands. So this is basically the base and the stand that's coming with the Klingon D7. And what I'm planning to do is to paint that all gold, do the Klingon colors on there, trying to find a color that would stand out. I really like to just do a black or white or red, but that's what I did with my shadow box here. What I did with the shadow box is I basically painted and frosted the inside and the outside, and then covered it with a layer of clear, so it's got this nice red tone. Then on the underneath here I have 4 strips of the Modeler's brand, Model Man Tom's LED tape that he sells. And what I'm going to do is basically put those all around the border here, and then put this underneath the, on the inside of the light box with the power cord and the switch and stuff like that. So this will be on top like that. The model will be up here, and all this will glow nice and red on the up through, so it should look pretty cool when it's all said and done. It's actually my first custom base. It's not my idea. I've basically stolen it from everybody. Steve Neal is the first person I think I saw that's doing it. I know Grumpy Popeye right now on Sci-Fi Model Action, one of his builds, he's doing a custom base like this, except he's got audio and everything built into it, which is really cool. So what I'm going to do is probably come back, and I'll have all this all glued, have this glued down here, and some power running to it, and show you what the light and everything is going to be looking like. Alright, so I got a few things going on here with the base. I have, first of all, I don't want to touch it, but you can see here I have the the Klingon emblem painted and masked off and stuff, and it's drying, and I'm going to have to sand it and touch it up and everything. And that is going to go on top of this, which is the base that I built. Shadow box. I got LED tape all the way around here, wired up a switch and a 9-volt battery. Flick the switch on, you can see, I'm going to slide off here, gives a nice red glow. So then, you know, what I'm going to do is put the Klingon emblem over top of it, and that should be looking pretty good. So a couple things to talk about with soldering this stuff up in the LED tape. The LED tape is really makes things a lot easier because you don't have to use resistors and stuff with your LEDs. But the problem of it is the connection points on it are so small that you really got to be careful when you're soldering them. So you really should have a finely tuned soldering gun, that soldering iron that you can select temperatures with. If not, you need to really practice with your solder to see exactly how much pressure and heat you have to apply to it to get it to come on or off the iron tip when you're tinning your wires and tinning your circuits. The other thing that's handy to have, of course, when you're soldering is things like your helping hands. These are a must, especially for beginners, because you can clamp your LED tape in right there, pull your soldering iron out, and just work, and not have to worry about fumbling around with things, burning holes in your mats, and everything else like that. I actually have a couple of them that I use. One has a magnifying glass. I've never really found that useful, but it has the two arms on it that will go back and forth together, and that makes soldering a lot easier, that's for sure. Then of course, you know, you've got different kind of switches you can wire in, momentary switches, push button switches, the little flicker on and off switch that I used. I used my Dremel stylus. This is probably the most handy one for us modelers as compared to the big ones. I have the chuck and the drill bits that are used with it. It makes it way easier. Drilled that hole out for the switch. Used a little bit of my Slick Tulip to light block around the edge. Used my hot glue gun to set all of the LED tape. Even though it's sticky backed, it's still better to glue them down. And the back of it comes on and off, so I just throw the 9-volt in there, and that's it. So everything else is kind of at a standstill right now with the D7. I went in and did some gold in there, and also in here, and on the wingtips there, which are fixed. But this is enamel paint, so I'm going to let it dry a little bit more so I don't have a mishap like I did last time. So that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot, guys, for all the comments and feedback and stuff. I got trying to decide which project's going to be next. I've been doing a little tinkering on an old Battlestar Galactica kit that I have, testing out some things. I have a new one and a set of the decals. That's probably what I'm going to do next. I'm going to light it and do all that fun stuff. Maybe do something with the buffable metallizer paints. But we'll see. So anyway, that's it, and I'll talk to you guys later.